So, again, the topic is types of spreadsheets and their use in statistics. By way of definition, a spreadsheet is like a computerized ledger. We can describe it as a table consisting of rows and columns with cells at the point of intersect between the rows and our column. We are going to be looking at the following area of spreadsheets. We look at the common types of spreadsheets we have. The example is the Microsoft Excel. We also look at the Google Sheets, the LibreOffice Calc, and the Apple number. I'm going to attempt a comparative review of these four types of spreadsheets I've mentioned, and then we're going to discuss why spreadsheet is important in education, and then we look at a few limitations we may come across as we use our spreadsheets, and we are going to end up with the take home for this presentation. So by way of definition, the spreadsheet has actually found use as a very versatile tool in every field of human endeavor, from education to finance, accounting, in budgets, in survey. The spreadsheet is very, very important. And even as students, we're going to find this very, very important even as you study. You'll find yourself using it for assignments, perhaps in your undergraduate research projects, in postgraduate thesis, and even in field survey. So the spreadsheet has been considered as perhaps one of the most globally used software across the world. So, but of course, we have different types of spreadsheets. We have the basic spreadsheets that are essentially used for data management, data cleaning, and basic statistical operation. And these are the four examples I've earlier mentioned: your Microsoft Excel, your Google Sheets, your LibreCalc, and also the Apple number. But of course, we have some advanced type of spreadsheets, which includes our SPSS, that is the statistical package for social sciences, and also we have the starter and R. These are analytical software. They are not just basic spreadsheets, they are very powerful software that could be used for your analysis. And we also have R as a programming language, which is also vast in terms of data management. Okay. So we look at these common types of spreadsheet I've mentioned one after the other. The Microsoft Excel is perhaps the most common of these spreadsheets. It has found versatility in different areas of human endeavor, managing staff, payroll, computing, student scores, student mark, examination, and what have you. While the Google Sheet is also popular, of course, but it's more of an internet-based spreadsheet that is hosted by the Google Company Incorporated, and it offers the feature of allowing collaboration for project work among team. When you want to collaborate with other partner member of a research work, Google Sheet is your go-to. While the Libre, it offers an alternative in situation whereby a student cannot afford the Microsoft Excel. It is free for those that can't actually afford the Microsoft Office. While the Apple number is less common except for people using the Mac computer system, the Excel sheet one after the other. Number one, we're going to look at the Microsoft Excel in statistics. It has found use in descriptive statistics, more importantly for students either at the undergraduate level or even at postgraduate level. So you could use it to generate bar charts, histogram, pie charts, even for your seminar presentation. And this has also found use among several NGO, international organization, government agency for health. They essentially use this for research survey data, like in the case of surveillance, disease surveillance, immunization, or even census. The next is our Google Sheets. I mentioned earlier that one of the strengths of the Google Sheets is the fact that it provides users real-time collaborations among members working remotely because the spreadsheet is actually stored in cloud. Several individuals can be working on the same project at the same time, updating, modifying, and everything will sync at the same time. So that is why it is commonly used among research students, graduate students, and the likes. And because it is online based spreadsheets, you could easily access it on your phone, your mobile phone, in any parts of the world. Now, the next is the LibreOffice Calc. This is again a free spreadsheet that is a bit accessible to students living in low income region, more importantly in Africa or in some parts of Asia. So it's compatible with your Excel file and is useful for different educational purposes. You find it in public university ICT center. Now the last we are going to talk about is the Apple number. The Apple number is actually rare. It is limited to the urban researcher that have the Apple devices. So, but this is good for small data sets, and you could use it for uh, preparing your charts, the graph, either for academic presentation or for business corporation. Now, this is a comparative table showing these aforementioned spreadsheets, their costs, the possibility of collaboration, and the nature of the statistical tool and the common use. Again, the Excel is paid, you have to buy the software, but often people do pirate this software, more importantly in Africa. In terms of collaboration, it is limited because it is offline, but it can also perform some advanced data computation and even analysis, commonly used as for assignment, thesis, and NGO data reporting. The Google Sheet is free, just like the LibreCalc is also free, but the Google Sheets is an excellent software for collaboration because it is stored in cloud and several individuals can work together to actually make certain progress with respect to a particular project. So you can appreciate the fact that the LibreOffice Calc and the Apple number are quite limited, even though they are free. But among these, we have the Excel. Microsoft Excel as perhaps the most globally acceptable or commonly used software among these spreadsheets. So now let's talk about why do we need or do we use spreadsheets in education. Number one, for quick access for data entry and calculation. Most survey conducted, research survey, they make use of spreadsheets for quick access for data entry. And it is indeed affordable. More importantly, the free options that are available. And it is an ideal tool for teaching statistics at different educational level, be it undergraduate or graduate level. And it is an essential tool that enable easy transition also on advanced software. Now, what are the limitations? For the Excel and the spreadsheets, many a times they may not be able to handle large data sets. Data sets like national survey uh, or very or regional kind of survey. So in this case, you may want to consider making use of the more advanced software like your SPSS or even your starter or your app. So these are the advanced software that can actually help you to do a better job when it comes to large data management. Okay. Now, another limitation is the tendency of over-reliance on manual entry of data, which often leads to error in the course of data input. So, while the spreadsheets are very, very important, they could help us to manage data sets, but it is important to embrace digital collecting platform that can help us to funnel our data into this software instead of manually entering our data into this software. Okay. Now these are the limitations. Now what are the take home? Number one, the spreadsheet is very fundamental to statistical learning. You can't really make any progress when it comes to data management and data science without having good understanding of spreadsheets. And the choice you make will also depend on your your pocket size. Okay. Some are paid while some are free. And for the Google Sheets, internet availability is very, very important. Okay. And again, the purpose for managing the data is also key. If it is for a large geographic area, maybe like a national survey or regional survey, you may want to consider relying on the advanced software for data management. And of course, they also prepare students for advanced statistical package use. More importantly, the Microsoft Excel. Okay, so this is the much we're going to take in this presentation. Please do well to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for listening.